Oh, first of all, I want to ask how everyone's doing. So much has happened, so much is happening. As I said, it was going to. Um, Things are definitely full speed ahead. And so today's message is about exactly that, where we're at right now. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to even come on here and give you guys, any messages because part of me feels that these messages go unheard, and it's why we're at where we're at now. And that's the human side of me. And so I'm sitting here contemplating whether I should continue bringing messages. And as I'm sitting here, I was sitting trying to figure out if I should or shouldn't. I get a huge validation from Spirit because I was doing some other work on my laptop, and I was inside the house. I'm at my parents' house, and they tend to watch TV a lot. And as I'm contemplating, there's this commercial that came on about the reality or the truth of what's trying to be pushed on humanity. And so it wasn't the fake news pushing all this nonsense. I mean, that goes on all the time. But what I'm saying is that there was actually also something on there that is bringing awareness to what is happening or trying to get pushed on humanity. And that let me know a couple of things. One, that I should bring this message because that was like, okay, pay attention. Spirit's telling me, pay attention. You need to let people know where we're at, and bring them the awareness that we are advancing, and that we are aware of what's happening, and that they need to really just trust and have faith and hang in there. And so that is part of the message, but also just knowing that television actually was allowing this to air, to run, is very telling, because what that tells me is that the good people are in control, because otherwise that would not be allowed on TV. As you guys know, everything has been about pushing this nonsense 24/7, just on repeat, just go, go, go for the last almost 2 years. And, so to have another, another source come in and speak about the actual truth of what's trying to be pushed on humanity, and it be aired, is very telling. And the other thing that also happened is that earlier this week, the broadcast system, the emergency broadcast system, aired, and they did a test run. Well, they've been doing those a little bit more often, and that is also a telling sign. So what they're doing is they're starting to get ready, for something, right? What that something is, I'm not sure. So it's either going to be like, okay, we need to be ready, which is what we've been working on, or working towards. We've been preparing ourselves for all this. And so the other part of this message is for you guys not to panic, and remember that you have been preparing yourself for this that we're now in. All the messages that I've been bringing from the beginning of all this have been about preparing yourself and not going into fear, and staying in your heart for when all this that we're now in happened. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important. Spirit's just telling me to repeat it because it has to click. You guys have to really take in what I'm telling you right now. Yes, we're going through difficult times. People are being asked to choose between doing this or losing, their livelihoods. And I'm getting people messaging me and telling me, I have no choice. I have no choice. I'm being backed into a corner. Well, you do have choice, and Spirit's reminding you. This is why we're where we're at, because from the very beginning, when I was telling you guys, when I started off with this whole thing, and I kept telling you guys, don't do this because it's going to get worse. Don't do this, hold the line, honor yourself, honor your truth. And people didn't listen. And people said, oh, well, if we do this, it'll go away soon. This just do what they want us to do. I told you guys, all that was going to do is fuel the flames for them to want to keep pushing more stuff and more stuff. And here we are. So very important that you listen to what I'm telling you. We are here because humanity is pretty much not drawing the line. Humanity has allowed and given them permission to do this. And they're laughing to the bank. They're laughing at us because they're literally telling us to do ridiculous things. For example, wear it when you're ordering, and then as soon as you sit down, you could take it off. I mean, look how long that's been going on. It's as if the deadliest, knows when you're standing and when you're sitting. Come on. Same thing with this new, nonsense that they're pulling, with asking the businesses to, if there's 100 or more than 100, then it has to be, mandated. So 99, it's fine, but 100, then there's a new rule. Again, if you are still listening to this nonsense, especially after the AFGAN situation was handled poorly by the same person that is pushing all this, there's certain time where then we must own responsibility for why this is the way it is. So I'm telling you, you don't want this to continue to get even worse. We really have to honor ourselves. We have to hold the line, and we have to stop with continuing to just do what they're telling us. No. Spirit's saying, do what's right. Don't stop doing what they're telling you, because what they're telling you to do is not right. It's not good for humanity. So the other thing is, if the good people weren't in control, as I said earlier, then we wouldn't be seeing other things happening. Like there's just so many things. I'm trying to keep this short. My main thing is know that things are being done behind the scenes. So don't do anything that you're going to, not be happy with later down the line, because yes, your livelihood is probably on the line, and I can't tell you what to do. But what I will say is, just know that whatever choice you make as far as doing that could also potentially have long-term effects. I also feel that by now most of them have been cleared, the ones that were causing harm. So you may be fine. Use discernment. Go in and check in, know that if you do it, are you going to be fine? Because you are playing Russian roulette. I don't know that they cleared all of them out. There might still be some out there. So you could potentially be fine. But also, are you willing to take that risk? Are you really willing to, risk your health? Because at the end of the day, the whole reason why you're feeling cornered is for you to protect your family and your livelihood. But then if you do that and then you have immediate negative consequences, or even then long-term health effects, are you going to be happy with your choice? So slow down, take a breath, don't go into fear. Remember, they feed off of fear. That's what gives them energy. So don't help them. Stay in your heart, take a breath. Know that God's with you. Know that this is part of what's supposed to happen to dismantle. Continue sharing love and light, and continue to really just stay focused on what we want to create, okay? Because we don't want to create a world of panic and fear. And yes, I'm pushing a lot of truth on my social media. If you guys are following me, you know that I'm going full throttle and I'm really just pushing it all out. And the reason for that is because I see we're at the end now, and it's like just like they're doing on their side and they're doing as much as they can, before they get completely cleared. I've been instructed by Spirit to do the same on my end. So it feels like I'm being very aggressive. It's because I am, but I'm not doing it in a way where I'm doing it because I'm fearful or I'm in panic. No, it's because Spirit's saying, you know what? Enough with the drip drops. People have had plenty of time to do research, to pay attention. And right now, for their safety or for the sake of them realizing, it's time for me to just put out everything that led up to all this. And so bringing back the trafficking and the border and all that stuff will help people realize, oh, this is why. Because remember, when all this started, some of the people that are now starting to be aware of it had no clue, and they weren't even paying attention at that time. So for me, it's important to bring messages back around because a lot of people missed them. So that's why I'm doing it. So with that said, Spirit's also saying, take the time to go back to watch the videos that I brought in here on this platform, so that it can remind you, one, that it's okay, that we're safe, and to stay in your heart space, but also to remind you that you have been preparing for this moment. So whatever you're going through right now, just allow yourself to process it. Allow it to go through you. Don't hold on to it. Release it. Okay, give it back to earth. Allow your spirit helpers to take it from you and stay focused on the bigger picture. Stay focused on the things that you want this world to be, and Mother Earth, to provide for us. So that way we together will just really allow humanity to come back faster than what otherwise would would be able to happen. Sorry, I got a little confused because my battery's running low and I thought I got kicked out. But so anyways, the point is, we are going through what we're supposed to be going through, and there are accounts that share truth. I hope that you guys have been following the links and going and viewing them, because again, I bring channeled messages, and then the links I share bring what is happening behind the scenes that you're not going to hear in the mainstream, that is happening in real time, that validate the message that I bring, or that at least give you a little bit more of insight or peace, knowing that things are being done, but they just can't be shown, they can't be revealed. And so when you follow these certain accounts, it makes you understand, okay, well, let's do this, or let's navigate through here, or it just helps. Michael Jaco is one that I really, really connect with, because he brings a spiritual flair with a military background. So he has connections to specific things that, other people might not. And, he gives certain things as much as he can, and, at the right time. So you really have to pay attention between the lines and between his words to just pretty much put the messages together. But I know that you guys can figure it out. I'm getting distracted here. So again, when I'm bringing truth, energy is trying to take me away from bringing you this truth, because they don't want us to connect. So with that in mind, make sure that you're connecting with your community. Build a community or find a community, because that's how we're going to get through this. Other than that, stay in your heart, continue your prayers. They're powerful. You're powerful, and we're going to get through this. I hope.